Hello, it's Revd Nigel, and I'm filming this as part of the series of assemblies on film that I'm doing for all you lovely lot down at Court to Wick School. What's it like to be all back in school again, have the school full again? I bet it's great, isn't it? I'm in Holy Trinity Church up in Cleve, and today I'm hanging up these rather beautiful pictures by an artist called Jenny Hawke. And they're called Stations of the Cross. There's 14 of them, and I'm hanging them around the church to help us through these lovely posters, colourful posters, to think through what it must have been like for Jesus to journey to Jerusalem and his arrest, and how he was taken, arrested, put to death, but how in the Easter story we celebrate at Easter that Jesus was risen from the dead. He overcame death. The station, this picture that I'm hanging up, is the second in the series, and it's called Fear. I'm going to hang that up now. Quite dark colours in this picture, in this poster, helping those who come along to see it think through what it must have been like for Jesus to enter that big city, to know the crowd turn against him, to be arrested and put on trial for his life, for being a problem to the authorities by speaking against them because they were treating the people so wrongly, so badly, and Jesus spoke out about that, and he was arrested for it. I think there must have been times when he was really troubled and fearful about what was happening to him, but we know from what is said about him at that time that he got his strength, he drew his strength from knowing that God was with him, and when he prayed he could sense God's presence with him. I've got all these 14 pictures to hang up to help us through this journey as we prepare for Easter. I know the theme for your term is courage. I think Jesus must have had a lot of courage. I wonder where that courage, that bravery came from. Well, we know from some things he said that he felt very close to God and that he was strengthened. He felt strengthened by God. Somebody else whom we're remembering this week is Saint Patrick of Ireland, their famous saint. Lived 1400 years ago. That's a long time ago, but people of Ireland still remember him very fondly and celebrate his life and all that he did for the people of Ireland. Patrick was kidnapped by pirates when he was 16 years of age, and he was taken to Ireland to work on the hills as a sheep farmer. And I've got a book here which tells us a little bit about the life of Patrick, and it says, as a young man, he's writing himself, he said, "I had to stay all night in the forests and mountains looking after the sheep, and I would wake to pray before dawn in all weathers, snow, frost, and rain. I felt no fear, nor did I feel sleepy, because the Spirit of God was so strong within me." And Patrick, as a young man, felt that strength and courage and bravery that God gave him, even when he was a young man and in quite a dangerous job. And he grew into a man of God and did lots of good work for the people of Ireland, and he's celebrated quite rightly as a saint all these years later. Very brave man. And Patrick left us a prayer, and I'm going to give you that prayer now, so that times when perhaps you feel afraid, you might remember this prayer of Patrick's. Christ with me, Christ before me, Christ behind me, Christ in me, Christ beneath me, Christ above me, Christ on my right, Christ on my left, Christ when I lie down, Christ when I sit down, Christ when I arise, Christ in the heart of everyone who thinks of me, Christ in the mouth of everyone who speaks of me, Christ in every eye that sees me, Christ in every ear that hears me. I hope that you might remember some of that prayer, and particularly remember Patrick this week, and also in our preparation for Easter and that lovely celebration, think about different ways in which we might be brave and have courage, knowing that God is always with us. Peace be with you, and see you again another time.